fanboy and a snub. I'm Chad.
I'm Chris, the man Rocco.
And I'm Andrew, back again
Back
as
again.
a special guest.
At Andrew's request.
For all you fanboy maniacs.
So Andrew and me were talking about movies we liked, and we both said we liked Heat, and Chad had never seen Heat before. So we made him watch Heat and L.A. Takedown.
Now, Andrew, what is L.A. Takedown? Please explain that to everybody.
So we found out about this after watching. We was kind of just going through like the history of the movie, looking it up online, and L.A. Takedown was a TV version of Heat that Michael Mann was going to release to, I think it was NBC, and they did a pilot episode, and they told them that they didn't like the actor who played Vincent Hanna, who was Al Pacino in Heat. They wanted him to recast him, and Michael Mann put his foot down and said no, so it never took off.
He was my favorite part of L.A. Takedown, too.
That's probably why Michael Mann put his foot down.
Yeah.
I think the guy who was the worst in that was the guy playing De Niro's character.
Yeah. There was something about him that wasn't quite right. I think he kind of had like a
bad actor.
Yeah, just a bad actor. I agree, guys.
And we were supposed to all watch L.A. Takedown, but somebody didn't watch it. So.
Yeah, Chad, why didn't you watch L.A. Takedown? I got busy and then I forgot.
L.A. Takedown, that was my first time watching it. You can find it on YouTube, and I thought it was actually pretty good. It's definitely a lower budget, and there are some scenes where the acting is not very good. Like the scene in Heat where the girl, the young girl who was a hooker, when she dies and the mother comes. Like in L.A. Takedown, the mother was not a good actress at all.
I don't like how they did that either. They showed him with a hooker.
They did it backwards in L.A. Takedown. Like the hooker was dead, and then they show him again with another hooker.
Yeah. They found a dead hooker. Then he goes to another hooker. He kills that hooker. Then it's the scene with the mom being like, "Where's my baby?
My baby.
But
oh Lord.
I think in Heat it was done a lot better because it was like really creepy.
The whole time we were watching Heat, I thought the fucking color was off because it was so dark. I kept saying to you, I was like, should we turn the brightness up? I can't fucking see anything. But then once you get into the movie, you like get
I like
used.
the comparisons of the posters though.
Yeah.
Because he definitely really like that L.A. Takedown poster though.
Yeah.
So he's like, use it for Heat.
Well, I mean, it's your basic show your main characters looking in opposite directions.
I think Heat might be more fun.
Heat was fun.
No, L.A. Takedown.
Oh.
Shut up. I think L.A. Takedown was more fun if you like drinking and stuff because it's so cheesy. And the gun shoutouts actually weren't that bad.
No, actually, that was one thing I was surprised with was the shootout in L.A. Takedown was actually really good.
Well, this was pre-CGI, so it's not just plugins. They had to use actual blanks and squibs and stuff
This was made in what, 89, Andrew?
89, yeah.
So they had CGI, but it was like used for like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park was the first time they were like, dude, we can do anything, you know? But
I would say I think LA Takedown overall. What the biggest thing with LA Takedown for me was I couldn't get over how similar it was to the movie Heat. Yeah, like I thought there was gonna be like a huge departure, like maybe just some similarities or whatever. It's like
the only real change was the ending.
Yeah, the endings were different.
I kind of really like the ending of LA Takedown.
What was the ending of LA Takedown? Tell the audience.
Well, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
So how about you tell them?
In Heat, there's like this epic scene where they're at the airport and the lights are flashing on them, so Robert De Niro's trying to run away from Al Pacino.
Well, wait a minute. We got to talk about Wayne Grow because Wayne Grow's the big difference with LA Takedown and Heat.
Really?
Well, because at the end, De Niro's character, Macaulay, goes to the hotel to get revenge on Wayne Grow.
Yeah.
And he sets off the fire alarm. He blocks the elevators with a trash can, and he goes in there and he busts the door open, breaks Wayne Grow's nose, and he's like, look at me. And then he shoots him in the head and kills him. That's how he gets his revenge.
Yeah.
In LA Takedown, he goes to the hotel, but he's too slow, and the police arrive and end up shooting him. And Wayne Grow survives. Then Vincent Hanna ends up talking to him. He's like, oh, no, we got everything on recording. You're going down either way. And he ends up, Wayne Grow pulls out a gun and Hanna shoots him and he goes through the window and dies. So both guys died, but they died differently.
Yeah. I kind of like LA Takedown. Like the scene in Heat with the lights and everything was cool, but I really like how LA Takedown did it.
Did they? Yeah, but the scene in Heat wasn't more or less about killing Waingro. It was more like him ditching the chick in the car.
Oh, yeah.
That was the big important part of that whole.
Well, that
scene.
happens in this too. Like,
He does
little
bail.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not as dramatic as in Heat though.
Yeah,
In Heat, it's very dramatic.
Dude, Heat
Yeah.
was like.
It was like fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was coming, and I was rooting for him. I was like, ditch that bitch. You can do better, you know. But at the same time, you're like, oh, she liked him though.
Yeah.
Especially after that whole like dramatic thing where he like chases her up the hill and pins her down. He's like, "No, you're coming with me."
Yeah, and she's like, what is happening? Help! And he's like, no, I bought you.
But a lot of things LA Takedown did better was the relationship between Al Pacino's character. I forget the movie character. I'm sorry.
I just say
Vincent Hanna. Vincent Hanna
Al
is Al
Pacino's
Pacino's
character and his wife has done a lot better in LA Takedown. She doesn't seem so hasty.
Dude, his wife in Heat was fucking pissing me off.
Like, it's more understandable in LA Takedown.
Yeah.
It's just more subtle. Like, the build up, you can actually see it happening. And at the end, they have their fight and everything. Where in Heat, it's just like instantly. Like,
she's like,
playing,
why don't you talk to your daughter? And he's like, do you want me to tell her about the 2 dead bodies I saw today? Like, what the fuck, man? My job's hard. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and there's no.
That's the other thing. There's no daughter in LA Takedown.
Yeah.
See, you made me call it LA Heat.
I've been calling it LA Heat.
The beginning scene in LA Takedown was kind of cool too. It wasn't as elaborate, but
the heist.
Yeah, it was well done for like a light, not so big budget thing with like all the vehicles and the cops coming around and stuff.
That initial heist, like every movie copied it after. We were saying, like this movie, any heist movie copied it after this. Like The Dark Knight does. Fucking.
That scene in Dark Knight's awesome. That's the best scene of the movie.
Well, and it's right at the beginning, so you don't need to watch the rest. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, that whole bank scene. It's even got the same actor.
Yeah.
Playing a corrupt like banker guy.
Again. Yeah, I haven't.
We looked his name up.
He's in everything. He's awesome.
I called him Gary Oldman, but I was wrong. He looks like Gary Oldman.
No, that's Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
I'll put his face up if I remember when I'm editing.
Right here. I just have the Pope rap stuck in my head.
Sure.
That's all I can think about.
No, but which one did you like better? I know you're probably gonna say Heat, but what do like?
Oh, Heat by far, because I think the story is fleshed out a lot better. LA Takedown, even though it's an hour and a half and Heat is 3 hours, I feel like the story is a lot better fleshed out in Heat overall, especially the whole mind games between, Neil McCauley and Vincent Hanna.
Yeah.
You also get to see what I love that they do. They don't do it as much in LA Takedown is that both of their lives are so fucked up. Like the good guy, his life is fucked up behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And all of the criminals, their lives are fucked up behind the scenes. And it's like the only person who I think. What was that?
No. Finish your statement and then I'll interrupt.
I was going to say the only person who I can think of who has it good is. Actually, I don't even know.
Val Kilmer, if he didn't fuck everything up.
Well, okay, Val Kilmer, but he fucked. No. I think De Niro, right? The guy who had the empty apartment. I think he had it the most together and the best life of the group.
Until he met a girl.
But the problem is, he has no emotional attachments. He has no friends, no family, no possessions, really.
So is it really the best stuff?
But he
starts to remember they go to dinner. That scene where they go to dinner and all the other criminals are there with their wives and kids and stuff, and he feels alone.
And he's alone, which is the downside to his life. But because he doesn't have a wife and kids and all that shit, he can just pack up and leave.
Go make a new fucking
Yeah. Like he doesn't. Why is your phone not on silent?
Not bad, my bundle.
Every single time. But because Val Kilmer dying, you're like, ah, shit, he was trying to get his life together. Fucking
No. Val Kilmer didn't die.
But that's what
he got shot in the neck, and then his wife was there, and she gave him the signal.
Yeah.
On the railing.
Oh yeah, that scene was rad. But what I'm saying is, like, if Val Kilmer died, he's leaving behind a wife. Tom Sizemore's character died, left a wife and kids. The black guy who got shot as the driver,
That was sad.
Yeah, left a girlfriend. You know
That was probably the most heartbreaking death because like he was trying so hard to get his life back together.
fucking scumbag burger guy just fucked him over and pushed him into doing
And
it.
Robert De Niro's like, hey, all this sucks. Come with me.
You know, in real life, all he'd have to do is go to his parole officer and say, "Hey, this guy's doing this illegal shit." That guy.
Yeah.
It was also in the 90s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it's like in real life, I would just be like, "Hey, officer, the guy you told me to work for is being a dick," and then you get him now. I'm a criminal. I can't get him.
William Fitchner, by the way, is the guy you're thinking of.
Yeah,
The guy at the bank.
He's Farmers. No, State Farm. Yeah.
No. William Fitchner is the guy at the bank in The Dark Knight, and he's the guy who tries to fuck over Macaulay in Heat.
What else was he? Was he in
He's in a lot of
Was
things.
he in Leon the Professional? Is he the bad guy in Leon the Professional?
I don't think so.
Who's like doing coke as he's shooting up kids?
That's another movie we need to watch.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I have that one on Blu-ray also. Dennis Haysberg. Dennis Haysbert is the guy who was the driver, who was also President Palmer in 24 and
that's right, 24. President Palmer. That's where.
No, but you know what scene I liked a lot in L.A. Takedown? The scene when Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's character are they're both at their cars and they both lock eyes. And they both reach for the gun. They look around. There's like a lot of people in public, so they're like, "Fuck, we can't do this here." So Robert De Niro's character's like, "Coffee?" And he's like, "Yeah."
No, that was Al Pacino's character. That was Vincent Hanna who says that.
Who cares?
Now. How did the coffee scene happen in the movie? How did they run into each other?
He pulled him. Remember, he was in the helicopter. They landed on the side of the highway, and he got in a car and he pulled him over.
Well, yeah.
I like L.A. Takedown's way better.
The most unbelievable scene in the movie: landing a helicopter on a busy LA freeway and not dying.
Hey, let's go.
He didn't land on the freeway. He landed in a parking lot off the freeway.
That's unbelievable.
No, L.A. Takedown did it better.
Yeah, the LA Takedown one, the way you described it, sounds way better.
Yeah, because it was like a cool coincidental scene, which is they're both.
Yeah, but there was one thing in Heat that Chris, that you brought up was, remember when he walks up to the car and he puts his thumbprint on the taillight?
Yeah.
And you mentioned and you explained that police officers have to do that in case they get shot.
Okay, so when a cop does a traffic stop, every single time when the cop is walking up to your vehicle, no matter what, he will put his thumbprint on the back left taillight. That way, if he gets shot and the cops have a description of the vehicle, they'll check the taillight with a little bit of powder and be like, oh.
So just make sure to wipe your tailgate.
Yeah, it's harder than you think, though.
There was one scene in Heat that LA Takedown didn't do, which I was really disappointed about. And that's when Vincent Hanna comes home and finds another guy sleeping with his wife. And he gets really pissed off and he's like, "You're not allowed to watch my TV."
Yeah. And he fucks his little.
No, that was a scene only Al Pacino could do, or Nick Cage.
Nick Cage could pull that scene off.
But
could pull that scene off.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact: the guy who was sleeping with Vincent Hanna's wife, the actor, played Wayne Grow in L.A. Takedown.
Hey,
he did a good job.
Well, good for him.
I think I like the actor in Heat, but I think L.A. Takedown might have got that one.
The guy, Wayne Grow in Heat was fucking. At first, I hated his character, because I just thought he was cheesy and overacting, and
weasel guy.
lame.
Yeah.
I was like, Wayne Grow. But then when he was like murdering chicks and just being a piece of shit,
I think they make him way more evil in L.A. Takedown too.
They do.
No way.
I think so.
No way.
Yeah,
I think his character in Heat is done way better.
Yeah, his character in Heat was amazing. There was that thread on 4chan where I was like, "Is this you?" Because someone posted on 4chan like, "Is this the greatest villain of all time?" And it was Wayne Grow, and I was like, "It's got to be one of us three," because we were just talking about it.
There was an interesting thing that I saw where someone was breaking down the movie. They said, "Is Robert De Niro character's Neil Macaulay, is he really the main villain of Heat, or is it really Wayne Grow?" Because Macaulay kind of has like a sympathetic side to him. Like part of you wants him to escape and have freedom, but Wayne Grow, the entire time you want Wayne Grow to get caught.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing in L.A. Takedown. It's way more just remember when he shoots the other cop and in L.A. Takedown the cop's just like smiling at him like obnoxiously. So it's kind of like.
But I do like the way Tom Sizemore was like, "Do you see that stuff coming out of their ears? They're deaf.
Yeah, he can't hear you."
Yeah, like stop yelling at them.
That was really good in Heat. Yeah,
dude, Tom Sizemore's amazing. When he double taps that cop, it looks so like
smooth.
Legit.
Yeah.
I wish he would get sober. I really do. I miss him. He's one of my favorites. Okay, so how do you see L.A. Takedown continuing as a series? How could that
It would,
show? Because Heat's
I think it would have continued on with Vincent Hanna, going after all these bad people. It probably would have played more into the whole like his relationship falling apart type of thing, trying to keep his relationship going
so what
and
you're saying
trying to
is
be a good cop at the same time.
in L.A. Takedown, De Niro's character was supposed to be a one and done.
I would think so. I think it should have
Yeah.
been just like a back in the day they didn't do limited series. So,
No, it was villain of the week.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like how much better could you top De Niro's character in Heat?
Yeah,
Not LA
exactly.
Takedown, because LA Takedown he sucked.
I wanted him.
I really didn't like that actor, Andrew.
Okay.
Didn't like him.
You're burping a lot, man.
Yes.
Shouldn't have
Well,
ate-
I mean, it is hard to top De Niro's performance in Heat. I mean,
at first
he didn't play typical De Niro.
he started to play in the beginning. He was
Hmm.
typical De Niro, and I was like, God, fucking damn it.
Robert De Niro has a lot better range than people give him credit for. It's
But-
just he,
He sticks to one.
you know, you give me that money.
No, it's always. You know, it's like, what? Speak up! You're mumbling. You know, whereas fucking.
I wouldn't mind doing a Raging Bull video.
I love that movie.
My great cousin.
Now, after Chris, for you, I know we talked about this after watching the movie, but especially after watching Heat and playing Grand Theft Auto 5, you can see how much of Grand Theft Auto 5 is influenced by Heat.
Oh.
Like remember before they do the bank heist, they have that guy in the wheelchair who looks just like
what was his name?
what's
like
his name?
Lester or something like that.
No, not Lester. Is it Lester? Yeah, it's Lester.
The nerdy guy.
Yeah,
with
Lester,
glasses.
who looks exactly like Lester, and is
In the house, it even had
and the house on the hill.
It is exactly like it was in the game, which the movie came first. So I was like, God damn, that's GTA 5. I think I said out loud. Yeah, dude. Like I said earlier, this movie kind of set the precedent for like the next 30 years of heist and crime movies,
Yeah.
which is amazing because it gave us a lot of good shit and a lot. It's like, you know, when you see the Akira slide, the motorcycle slide, like
Yeah.
you'll see it and somebody go, that's from Akira.
Oh, that was in Super Crooks too.
Yeah,
I
it was in
mentioned
Super Crooks.
Oh.
But you can see, like, now I'll be like, that's a Heat scene. That's from Heat. I recognize that.
Yeah.
That fight scene with Val Kilmer, Val Kilmer's gun work in this movie was impressive.
Oh yeah,
To say the
and I
least.
love how there's no music; it's just the gunshots.
All you can hear is just echoing because it's a city, so the sound is just. Bah, 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 bah.
Imagine a good director directing Val Kilmer to be Batman.
It would have been amazing. You got to watch a Val Kilmer documentary. When he starts talking about playing Batman, I teared up because he's like, every boy wants to be Batman, and then you're Batman and you can't. You know, and he's like, what the fuck?
I can't turn my head.
He said it was a lot of scenes of walking into a room and then putting your hands on your hips and standing there. And he was like, I came to act, and all I'm doing is this. It's like, fuck, that's sad. But anyway, Val Kilmer.
But you know the funniest thing about this movie is we were watching it. I was like, this would make a really good TV show.
Yeah, you did say
And
that.
then fucking
Then
LA
we figured it
Takedown
out.
happened. I am honestly surprised they haven't like remade this into a show though. This
Well,
could work so well if you actually.
Hollywood's out of ideas.
Yeah, but if you're gonna remake a movie to be a TV show, make Heat.
Dude, we need another Hawaii Five-O. Shut the fuck up.
You know what TV show need to make Surf Ninjas?
Surf
If I don't know if I necessarily like the idea of turning Heat into a TV show.
No, if you
just
do an
because
HBO Max, like
I don't-
actors.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's because at this point it's a classic, and I just want it to be
Yeah.
left alone.
Agreed.
But if they did,
At
they
the
would
time.
have to have Macaulay last the whole probably 2 or 3 seasons. Having him just get killed or whatever after the first season or after the first episode would be a waste.
It would be him getting shot right as the plane flies over, like it does. But then when he goes to look for the body, because there's a lot of noise and sound and light, there's no body.
We'll just make
And then for the rest of the show, every so often, our main character gets into trouble, and his bank heisting rival just happens to show up and gives him a hint. You know, build one of those
You
relationships.
could make this like a 10-episode miniseries.
I was thinking True Detective, where like this is the first season of True Detective, and then the next season is
Yeah.
just a completely different story.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, you know what the first season could be? It could be like several episodes of them making successful bank heists, and like every single time, Hannah is like, "What the fuck? Why can't we catch these guys?"
Slowly putting
And
it
then the final 2 episodes would be like a 2-parter where they finally catch him.
Yeah.
No.
I'd watch that.
you don't even need this to be 2 seasons. It's 1 season, and
No,
the
it's
only
one
person
season.
the only person that could play Al Pacino's character is Nick Cage. This is where he's going to make his comeback again.
No, he's too
This
old.
is where he's going to make his money.
I know. Andrew
No.
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield could be a good
Tom
bad-
Holland.
What's the guy's name? The bad guy?
Waingro.
Wayne. He could be a good Wayne Grow.
No, we got Robert Pattinson for Waingro, and then
that'd be cool though.
we get Don Cheadle to play someone. I don't know. Aquafina. She's popular and new, and I don't know what it is, but
There's a scandal going on right now with Aquafina.
I don't know.
Hey, shut up.
We could get Jake Paul and Logan Paul. We could get Mark Maron, the comedian, because he was in Joker. He's in movies now.
He was really good in Glow.
I like Mark Maron, unironically. I enjoy his podcast and his comedy.
He was good in Glow. He's a good actor.
Not his opinions. But anyway, back to Heat. So we could get...
God damn it.
Get Natalie Portman back as the wife of Vincent Hanna.
that would
Be a
be
full
awesome.
circle.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a fun callback. She's just as much a cunt.
So she has to go the L.A. Takedown route.
God, I hate
Did you like how the wife was in L.A. Takedown better?
I don't know why I'm leaning. He's not in the room with us.
I think, I don't know. I feel like in Heat, it's like,
It seems
it's
like
tough. It's tough because like she knows what she's getting into when she marries, because it's different also in LA Takedown. They're just married. This is their first marriage. In Heat, she's on her second marriage.
Yeah.
And the daughter isn't really his, because remember he's talking about how her ex-husband's a piece of shit because he's never spending time with his daughter.
And that whole like her having anxiety subplot, they touched upon it in the beginning, and then it was just ignored for the rest of the
Well,
movie.
you're supposed to just know.
Well, there was another scene in the middle, you probably missed it, where he picks her up. There's a scene in the middle where he picks her up at the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the bus stop. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "Oh,
My dad ditched again.
yeah."
He's like, I'm your dad now. And she's like, I don't like this. I'm not comfortable. And then they drive home.
He went to her. She went to his house when she wanted to.
Yeah, that's right. And then she kills her. Does that happen in the TV show, The Suicide?
No, it's no little.
No, because there's no daughter.
There's no daughter. The suicide plot was kind of stupid too.
It was supposed to show
De Niro's
his.
characters.
It was no Al Pacino's.
Pacino. It was supposed to show Paniro's.
Like the stress on his life. He has this kid that's not his that loves him. And all that stuff, and just.
Oh, does she love him? She decided to kill herself in his house and put the body.
She probably went there to
the
talk.
body, the evidence.
She probably went there to talk to him.
She probably went there. You know what it was? She wanted to commit suicide, but she was afraid, and she knew that he was going to find her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but overall, what did you think of LA Takedown, Andrew? Fuck you, Chris.
I liked it.
I thought it was pretty good. I just, I feel like it needed. I definitely feel like it could have been a 2-parter.
Yeah,
I felt like it was a little rushed. Some scenes and some of the acting was really bad, like
now,
really
did they
brutal.
film the series and then have to edit it down into a movie?
No.
No, this was just a pilot.
So what happens in Hollywood is there's this thing called pilot season where everyone is trying to get a pilot made.
Yes.
Right? So they got this pilot made and then they shopped it around different networks, but no one picked it up. So, yep, the episode, but what do we do with it? Put it on YouTube. That's what happened. There's like so many pilots of TV shows that I've been trying to see, like a lot of Will Sasso stuff that just doesn't exist. But there's episodes of it. I want to see it, but I can't.
I personally don't think LA Takedown's very good, but there's a lot of good stuff in it where I can understand like why they didn't make it a show and why it maybe should have been a show.
Now, normally,
I mean, back in the day, I feel like a lot of this could have passed as a show.
I definitely see the potential of making this a TV show, but the fact that it went to film and they were allowed to do gratuitous violence, this movie, this show, the main selling point for me when I try to sell people on Heat is like, yeah, sure, the plot's interesting and the characters are amazing, but yo, that bank heist is so fucking realistic and legit and cool and intent. Like, it's a running gunfight down the streets of New York, and it's fucking intense, and like everyone's getting shot. Like that one cop who's running by the bus, and I think it's Val Kilmer, just that, and you just see it like blah blah, and the blood sprays. And
Yeah, but
it
even
falls.
there's like pedestrians walking around, like
Yeah.
fucking get nailed.
Everyone-
Well, that's the other thing. You could hear him screaming in the background too.
Yeah. People screaming. You never hear like innocent people freaking the fuck out during a gun. When Tom Sizemore grabs the little girl, you're like, dude.
I like how it made it look like he was trying to save her, but then just
Yep. He was like, at first it was get out of here, and then it was I need you to be my shield, and then he gets shot.
Now, did any of you guys watch the deleted scenes I sent you?
Didn't we watch them together?
No, I didn't watch them with you. I texted it to you guys.
I watched them, but I was drunk.
I don't remember.
One of the deleted scenes that I wish they kept in was when Danny Trejo, when he comes home and he's like, "Where's my wife?" and Waingro is there with his guys, and that explains how. Like you find out after when Trejo's dead. I kind of like how that was in there, and I wish they kept
Danny
it.
Trejo's part better in Heat than in L.A. Takedown.
Oh yeah, in L.A. It was weird in L.A. Takedown how they did it.
It was kind of really dumb and shoehorned in just to make it happen. Yeah.
I didn't like that scene with Danny Trejo walking in and being like, "Where my family," is a very well made scene, but the reveal, like, so we see Danny Trejo and he's on the payphone. He's like, "I'm getting tailed by the cops. I gotta bail," right? And then the next time we see Danny Trejo, he's beaten to a fucking pulp on the ground, being like, "Dude, I had to betray you." Yeah. Like, that's cool. The middle scene kind of takes away from the like when Danny Trejo calls in and he's like, "Yo, I gotta bail." You're like, "Okay, man. Yeah, no, I get it. The cops are on you. That makes perfect sense." And then later he's like, "Yo, I'm the one that betrayed all of you. I fucked up. I want to go down like a fucking man. You know, don't let me suffer," kind of thing. Having the scene where it's revealed that his wife and kids have been captured, it's like it takes away from that feeling of like, "All right, Danny, do your thing," to "Dude, fuck you," but then you got to kill him anyway. You know, like out of respect.
Yeah, it added to it though. It's like they got to him, but
I don't want to see them get to him. I'd rather him reveal it to me. I feel like that's more powerful for the character, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Also, I like how his character name in Heat is just Trejo.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Was this his first movie? Did we figure that out?
I think it was his first movie.
He was
or at least big movie.
I'm pretty sure he was working as a janitor on the lot.
This came in 92, 93, right?
95.
Yeah.
95, oh damn.
So he got out of prison. Part of his work release thing was he would work at a Hollywood studio as a janitor. And I guess Michael Mann or some director, producer, something.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is his first big one, but I think they saw him big. Want to be an extra?
That's what it was. It was like, "You look cool. Get in my movie." And then
this was his second time working with Michael Mann. I'm looking it up.
Maybe Michael Mann is the dude who got his spot. The initial.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo. There's an episode of the Mark Maron TV show where Danny Trejo plays like a former convict who's going through rehab. And dude, it's not funny. And it's not depressing.
Because it's real.
It's funny. No, but Danny Trejo plays it so real to the point of where like rival Latin gang members try to like get him to fuck with him to go back to, you know, like, and they're like, they know he can't fight back. And he's like, listen, he's doing the "I don't want no trouble" thing. Yeah. But it's like, fuck, that's real, man. You've been in this situation. Like,
yeah, I think he's one of the actors I wouldn't fuck with.
Him and Tyson. Well, Tyson's an actor now. He's been in movies.
Yeah, I guess.
So Chad reminded me he wanted to talk about Val Kilmer's role, and
yeah, we didn't discuss Kilmer at all.
It's kind of, if you think about his character throughout the entire thing, like he has a fucking horrific relationship with his wife. Like, remember how fast that escalates? Where he's like, "Come on, we're going out," and she's like, "No, I don't want you gambling or whatever." He's like, "Take the keys, take the car, get out, and I'll see you." Blah blah blah. Like it just escalates immediately.
It came out of nowhere. Where even you were like, "What the fuck's happening?"
And then he wakes up in Robert De Niro's apartment.
Yeah, just laying on the floor.
And then his wife is cheating on him with that guy.
That scene was sick.
Yeah.
When
Robert De Niro's like, "You gonna give her another chance?"
You're gonna give him another chance.
I like how he shows up as the cleaning lady too. He has like the cart he wheels.
He pushes it past the window so that you look out the window, you see the cleaning cart. You're like, "Oh, cleaning lady." Naturally, I'll let them in. Fucking.
That was the good thing about Heat. He was so smooth in this movie.
It had a lot of things where you're like,
That's why I hate L.A. Takedowns, Robert De Niro, because he was not smooth.
ah.
He just sucked. He was bad. I didn't like him. He didn't have the charisma. He wasn't charming. I don't know why that girl fell for him.
He also had a weird haircut.
No, the scene at the bar was like, why are you asking all these questions? It was wicked bad. That acting was horrible.
Why you asking all these questions, huh?
He also, I didn't like, I don't know, there was something about his haircut that I really didn't like, where it was like long, but like greasy.
Back when it started here.
So he was balding, but he greased it back?
Yeah.
Balding, right? Balding.
But the other thing too is like with Val Kilmer's character is like, you know, he has this horrific relationship. She takes him back, and even through everything, you know, they know he's involved. They have like, you know, and then the cop is like a dick to her. He's like, you know, your son's gonna grow up to be like a piece of shit now.
That's right, he had kids. Yeah.
And at the end, they're like, we just need you to identify him and we'll bring him in. And he shows up, he gets out of the car, he sees her, and she still lets him go. She still protects him, sends him a signal. And I think he knows at that point that he's never going to see her or his kid again. Like, that's it.
Why he kind of got a little wild at the end there.
No, seriously though, Val Kilmer's wife is fucking, like, that's the girl you want to marry. The chick who's willing to lie to the police to save your life.
Yeah, but then you have to deal with all the other BS.
Like, whatever, just gamble it away. Gamble it away. It's fine. And you know what? You fuck another guy and I'll kill him. And that blood's on you, bitch. That's what I would say.
You did this to him.
Yeah, I'd be holding the knife to his balls going, you know, she did this.
But overall, I give L.A. Takedown a...
Out of 5. Out of 5. Out of 5.
Out of
no
5?
points. No
3.
points. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, watch it.
Yeah.
3 out of 5, watch it.
What would you give L.A. Takedown?
Yeah, I'd probably put it there. It's definitely a watch it, but go into it knowing that there's some scenes that are pretty brutal acting wise.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like it's important to watch. I'd say watch Heat first, then go back and watch L.A. Takedown. I think that'll make you appreciate it more. If you watch L.A. Takedown first, you're probably going to be like,
this is garbage.
Yeah, and then you'll get mad at Heat because it's not.
You could
like
just Michael Mann had all these ideas with no budget and everything, and
he was working on a TV budget, and he had all the shit he wanted to do that he obviously couldn't.
And some of it, I will admit, was done better in L.A. Takedown. I still think I might like the ending of L.A. Takedown better.
Well, that's art. It's subjective. Isn't that neat?
What do you think, Andrew?
It's an interesting version of the ending, but I think I like Heat's better because I like the idea of Macaulay getting Waingro. Waingro getting Macaulay is, to me, is like
such a fucking kick in the balls, man.
Plus, I love the scene. I just love the scene where he's like, "Look at me, look at me."
I know. I just think it's like out of nowhere. He just, because the scene is he's in the hallway. And the other guy's on the other side of the door.
Who's the other guy?
Macaulay.
Waingro.
He's on the other side of the hotel room, and Robert De Niro's character is on the other side. Then Al Pacino's character comes, and they confront Robert De Niro. So they're like, stop, stop, stop. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a shotgun blast just comes through the door and kills Robert De Niro. And that's where it all escalates in them.
You know what I thought was pretty shocking?
You suck. Dang.
No. This is honest. I thought it was pretty shocking when Adam Warlock turned out to be corrupted by the Nexus. I thought that was weird because that's what I was doing while you guys were watching L.A. Takedown. I was playing Guardians of the Galaxy.